It's my pleasure to welcome Elsa Chan, David Hekman, and Maw Der Foo, whose paper An Examination of Whether and How Leader Humility Enhances Leader Personal Career Success was recently published in Human Resources Management.
Thank you.
I have several questions for you, and the first one is, why is your study important?
So our study addresses our growing interest in understanding the role of humility in leadership, as highlighted by articles like The Best Bosses Are Humble Bosses from the Wall Street Journal, and articles like If Humility is so important, why are leaders so arrogant from Harvard Business Review. We explore the pathway through which humble leaders can effectively gain power and ascend in their careers, a topic that is becoming increasingly relevant in today's leadership discourse.
What did you find in your research?
Well, what we found is that although it's really common for leaders to climb the corporate ladder through a dominance approach or strategy, our research reveals there's an alternative route for humble leaders, which we call the status route. We found that humble leaders often engage in informal career mentoring, which boosts their human and social capital and consequently their perceived status. The elevated status they gain from mentoring people around them is recognized immediately by their superiors, which then in turn leads to higher promotability ratings. So essentially, our findings show a chain reaction where humble leaders engage in more mentoring, which in turn leads to higher status and then greater career advancement.
Okay, so why does that matter? What are the theoretical implications of your research?
So it really matters because we confront the widespread belief in both research and practice that humility hinders career advancement. We counter the perception that only non-humble leaders can gain career success. So we demonstrate through our findings that humble leaders can indeed rise and wield influence within organizations, particularly by engaging in informal mentoring. This insight prompts a reevaluation of the role humility plays in leadership and its recognition in human resource management practices. So contrary to the notion that, to get ahead in your career, you got to have some sharp elbows, have some aggression, self-promotion, be competitive, be dominant. Our findings reveal humility is a genuine asset for advancement, which is pretty interesting, in my opinion. I'm biased, obviously, but rather than navigating career paths through dominance and undermining others, humble leaders can advance their network of loyal, skilled followers through mentoring. And that not only enriches the organization's social and human capital, but also gets attention from senior management who value the positive impact of humble leadership and then promote the humble leader. So in essence, our study illustrates that humility, far from being a barrier, is actually a catalyst for leadership success, challenges the conventional wisdom that aggression and dominance are the only path to get to the top. And humble leaders, through their commitment to mentoring and fostering the talent of the people around them, can indeed build a supportive and high-performing network that propels them forward in their careers.
Great. So what about the practice? So what are the practical implications of your research?
Well, I think there are several practical implications of our research. I think the first one is that humility should be considered a valuable behavior in performance evaluations. Now, again, what do we mean by humility? So a humble leader is someone who shows openness to feedback, acknowledges mistakes, appreciates others' strengths and contributions, and shows a readiness to learn and grow. So these are very specific behaviors that can actually be captured in a performance evaluation. I think another HR implication has to do with succession planning. And one of the things that in succession planning, in talent development, we can actively look for leaders who are humble. And these people would be excellent leaders because they contribute to a positive organizational culture by serving as effective mentors. So it's really a win-win situation. The organization benefits by getting leaders who are able to help others, mentor others, set a positive organization culture. Yet these leaders also gain power and gain status in the organization. Right. Elsa, you may want to add other practical implications.
Yeah. So another practical implication would be that encouraging humility and mentoring in leadership can transform organizations into learning-centric entities. So that can help the whole organizations continually adapt and evolve like a learning organization. And then our findings also suggest that the importance of leadership training programs that emphasize humility and that highlight how such traits can contribute to career success and organizational growth.
Thank you very much. It's really interesting and it's very, very important, clearly, both in terms of theory and practice. So I would like to thank you again for coming today to this interview, and I hope to see you again at some other point for another topic. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much,
Thank
Jelena.
you.
Thank you.